And if I'm clicking on one span ID, there I get an entire trace. So if you're on the podcast, think about horizontal bars where you got one bar, which is the entire end-to-end request for the queuing operation. And then within that, you get smaller bars. It gets divided up into smaller bars where you can see that there's the HTTP processing on the main app, but you also see that it's doing two calls, one to get the profile of the player and one to get their stats. And here we can see that the fetching of the stats is red. And if we click on that bar, then we get more information. So for example, we can see that it was a get method, that we sent a get method to the /player/stats player ID. We got a server error, 500, and OpenTelemetry version and what kind of language we were using. And we can even see events. And one of the events is actually the entire stack trace that was encountered. So there you can collate a lot of things. Here we notice that the problem comes from the stats API that fails from time to time. And we can see exactly if something takes long, we can see exactly how much it took. So each API took about 200 milliseconds to fetch. If one is taking a significant amount of time and we're hitting a timeout, we could also see that in the trace. That is our good first step to notice where problems are.
And we didn't do anything. We added a dependency, right? We didn't write a bunch of code in our code to make this happen. This is just being collected underneath the hood for us.
Yeah, exactly. If you're following our guidelines, so especially in your application, if you're not creating your own REST client, if you're creating it out, the one that is auto-configured by the Spring Boot auto configuration, then you get the observability configured in, all the codecs and everything you want, all your properties, and then you also get instrumentation automatically. So you get that nice trace from end to end propagated, and that's what you want.
That's such a great point. I had somebody ask me why it wasn't happening, and we dug into it, and turns out, yeah, they created their own REST client, and that's why that wasn't happening automatically. So